So we have discussed about the SAP, the HANA OS level file systems and how to reset the passwords, how to rename it. So this kind of things we discussed. So if we go to and also we discussed about the landscape tabs and alerts to check the alerts if any errors are not and performance things and related things. So we discussed it here, right? Informations and so these things, log files, diagnosis files, we discussed. So, and here, if you right click on here, if you go to the configuration monitoring, here, if you open the administration page, this administration page will be opened. So, lifecycle management, we have the two types of lifecycle management. One is the application, where your application team means the development team will work on this transports and all those things. Platform means it's related to the us, like we can update the components and we can check the updates. Those things we can perform it here, but normally we won't use this way to update our components. We'll use
అది
the
మొదలు చూరుకొని నువ్వు తర్వాత మాట్లాడు
we'll use
వెళ్ళు.
the operating system level. We will use the operating system level things to use it here. And also backup and recovery security and open SQL console. So suppose if you want to write any SQL statements or anything, so we can use this open SQL the SQL console, we will use it. Then we will write the code or something, write the programs, we will write it here. So that is the main thing here. And add the system with the different user. Suppose if you want to add your system to the different user, means now you logged in with the system user. Now if you want to use different user, you can use it the different user here, right? Remove log of properties. In the properties here, we will apply the licenses here, right? So here we can apply the license, temporary license and everything here. So license apply means again you have to go to the system DB, the parameter changes, license, stop and start, everything we have to control it from system DB only. We have to go to the here, then select the here, then we can apply the license here. License we can apply it here. So this kind of things we can perform it here, right? So that is the main thing here. Here normally database means in the database level we have all the data will stores at database level only, right? The DB data stores at DB level only. So, but where in the DB level, where here these all that screens and tabs are only like it's showing only. So just checking the process, how the DB is behaving and everything. But where is the data? Where are the tables? Right? Where are the tables and everything? So if you go to the catalog here, you go to the catalog, there are the folders, right? See, four folders are there. So backup is the one folder, backup related things, catalog, content, provisioning, and security. There's the folders are there here. So, right, if you go to the catalog folder here, under the catalog, we have the schemas. Under the catalog, we have the schemas here. Under the catalog, we have the schemas here. Under the schema, suppose like these all are the schemas. Schemas means owner of the tables. Schema means owner of the tables here. So there is one table that who is the owner of the table will be schema. Yeah, the schema will be created here, right? So there are the multiple schemas in each schema. Under the each schema, there are the multiple set of tables are available here, right? In these tables only, you have the data here. Suppose if you take the sys schema, under the sys schema we have the a lot of tables are available here, and number of tables are available here. You can see these all are the tables here. Right, these all are the tables here. You can see the tables. These all are the tables only. You can see the tables. So what these tables contains means the tables contains data. Sir, how can we view the data? Just right click on the table, just open the data preview. You see the entries. So no rows means there are no rows here. Suppose if you right click and open the data preview, some table there is a data, right? So these are the columns and rows here. You can see. So there is a data, right? Name, old. So there is a table. So table, this is the table. Under the table, we have inside of the table, we have the data here. So application will feed this data. Application will retrieve this data from the systems, right? There is a data in the systems here, right? So like that, so we can view the table data. We can view the table data here. So also you can see the 1,000 rows retrieved in the 124 milliseconds. So 75 milliseconds, which means so this much of data you are pulling in the 75 milliseconds only here, which means data is that much of fast here, right? So here where the tables are available means under the catalog. So if you expand the catalog folder, if you expand the folder, there is a schemas are available here. Here we have the schemas are available here. Inside of the schema, we have the tables. Inside of the schema, we have the tables are available. So just if you right click and just open the data preview, the data will be showed here, right? If you right click and we can also delete the data, but don't delete any data here, right? We can also export the table. We can also import the tables. So export means we can export this table to our local file system, local desktop. Then we can also import the table into the another HANA system. We can import it to get the data. So this kind of things also we can perform it in the systems here, export and import functionalities here, right? So that is possible. So we can also create the new tables also. We can create it here. Right click and we can just click on the new table. We can also create the new table also here, right? That is also possible, right? So then if you go to the here, suppose any schema under, so there tables are there. So if you want to create the table, just click on the create the table here. So we can create the one table like Z training HANA, the HANA training. So then it's a column store table. Then it's HANA training. Or so name, what is the name of the person? Then here the number, phone number of the person. Then so email ID of the person here. So we can so email ID, the phone number means so it's a decimal, float, time, date, binary number. Okay, email ID. Okay, fine. Where characters, fine. So then we can we can create the one table. We can also manually create it. Actually, table creation that will be done by the your team, your development team. But just showing here, we can also create the table here. So see here, that training table I created here. So then what I will show here, this is a table entries here. There is no data. Just only fields you created. There is no data here. So here we can add all our training and names and phone numbers, their email IDs, and some more fields we can create it. All the data we can store it here. So this data will be helpful. So in case of someone asks me with the data and everything, we can provide this data, right? So this kind of tables also we can store it in the our HANA database. We can store it, right? Custom tables also we can create it. That's why Z I mentioned custom tables. So we have to, in front of the table, we have to create like a Z table like that, right? So that is the table name I created here. So like that, we can also create the tables here. We can also create the tables here. See, we can also delete the table. We can also export the table. We can also data preview the table, right? So we can also load the table into the main memory. Suppose this table has 2 GB, you want to load into the main memory, we can load the table into the main memory here from the delta storage to main storage here. If the data is in the main memory, it will be very fast, right? That is also we can do that one. Suppose I don't want to move it, I want to unload from the main memory means disk only. Disk only. Suppose example, this is the memory. So this is the your file system data folder, right? Delta merge concept, right? So slash and data. So here in the main memory, you have the data. There is a one table, that training table. So here this is having the 4 GB of space occupied. So HANA license is based upon the main memory only. The 4 GB data you are using the main memory means 4 GB license you are using. So I don't want this table in the main memory. I want this table should be unloaded. Just to unload from the main memory to disk. So then there is an option we can do it unload. We can unload the table including delta merge from main memory. So, but next time when you are accessing this table into it will be slower because of data we have to load it. Data is in the disk storage. So HANA is very fast. Why we are telling? Because of data storing into the main memory. But you are unloading from the main memory, then how it will be very fast, right? Only few tables we can unload it. Yearly tables, some of the unimportant tables we can unload from the main memory to and disk layer, we can unload it, we can do just unloading that option, we can perform it so that your main memory will be free here. So these options we can choose it here by right clicking on the table, just load, unload, perform the delta merge. Delta merge means, so if any changes are not reflecting in the table level, application normally who will insert the entries in this table means application, your application. Your SAP application will insert the table here. So into entries here. Maybe if you create the one program or one thing in the table here, SAP level. So what will happen? SAP, if you create something here, what SAP will do, SAP will insert the records here. We will go to the SAP application, then we will keep on inserting the records and everything here in the SAP application. That we will perform it, right? That we will take care of that part here. But so sometimes changes are not reflecting. Then if you use the delta merge, all the committed entries in the delta storage that will be moved to the main storage here. What is the delta merge? What is the delta merge? Anybody?
The process of transforming the data from delta storage to main storage.
Right, exactly. Thank you. Yeah, the process of, so not, we no need to move it here. System internally, it will transfer the data, the committed entries only. If the transaction is committed, then only the data will go from delta DS to MS. The delta storage to main storage here, only committed entries. Committed means database level language. Committed means our language is the completed. The transaction is successfully completed. In database language is called the committed. Committed means that is done. Then we can execute it here, right? Like that, we can perform the changes in our SAP system. So we can create it here. Also, if you see the tables here, if you see the tables, there is a lot of data in the tables here, right? So there is a data, there is a number of records, there is a number of records, tables, entries are there in the table level here. So if we go to the analysis part here, if we go to the analysis here, so we can also do the analysis here. So what is the table name here? So just to analysis means charts wise also we display the data here immediately. On fly we can make the Bayesian decision, like means, so we can create the table entries. So like in the first time in the introduction part, we discussed like on fly, we can make the business decisions, which means why on fly means what? Which speedily, immediately means how we can make the business decision. Suppose the example, this is a sales table. Okay. This is the sales table here. This is the sales table. This sales table, uh, you are going to deliver a, you are going to release a one new product here. But before you releasing the new product, so your sales team always check the what is the previous product status here, in which month they have the very high sales. So they need to do the some analysis, some Excel analysis, PowerPoint analysis, they will perform it, right? So in the HANA database level, you can easily directly can connect to the your LCDs or anything, and so directly we can perform the analysis here. So what is the column name? So what is the table name here? So you can do the analysis here, and in which format you require the analysis here, and which date you which way you require the analysis here. Then we can, so in the map level, radar level, tree level, heat map level, so then so waterfall level here, so like that, in which way you need to cloud level, in which way you want to grab the data, so you can grab the data here. So this way, so you will come to know, this way you will come to know in which area, which time you have the data. So what is the like means, we can analyze it here, data we can analyze it in the, so within speedily we can analyze the data. Oh, okay. So monthly, so this is the monthly lab, this is the monthly, then so in which months we have the high sales here, so like that. So monthly sales are every month the sales are going very high, so which means we can release the product. So like that, the people will come to know, which means on fly we can make the business decisions here based upon the this analysis. Based upon the analysis, we can make the business decisions here. The charts. So that is also there is a the inbuilt options. These are all the inbuilt options in the HANA database, HANA Studio here. So that is the reason on fly. Now you see this is a suppose like example. This is a credit card table or sales tables. So there is a one product which are going to release it. Before releasing, the sales team always check the so what is the trends, previous month's trends, like in which month they are going to release it, like which month we have the high sales. They need to do the some assessments, right? So in that case, directly they can connect. Why? Because their sales will be stored into the one of the table, right? One of the table in the database level. Every sales, every product they are releasing means there is some data, previous month's data. They will store into the one of the table level, application level. So they will connect to the application. Then they will view the data preview. Then they will go to the analysis mode. Then they can grab the data. They can see it here in which month, which year, which so how the data, which is the trend here. So like that, we can see in the charts wise, we can see our data. Means we can analyze the data in the our charts wise, we can analyze the data here, right? So this is the way we can do the analysis of the data as well. Analysis of the our data, we can see it here, right? The tables data we can see. So where we have the tables schema, under schema catalog, under the schema, inside of the schema, we have the list of tables are there. There we can see the our data. There we can see the data here. Right. Next one is the content tab. Content tab means here, this is purely developers. Normally HANA developers, we will call it as the modelers. So HANA developers will use this functionality. We are not only one team will work on the HANA database. We will only do the technical work. That packages creation, reports, the development related things will be done by the packages, attribute packages, analytical packages, these procedures. This will be done by your so developers team here. So developers will work on this content tab. The content tab, the developer will work on this content tab here. Okay. So that is the main thing here, right? So that is the main thing which they will work on the systems here, right? So that is the content tab here. So the next one, so the content. The next one is the provisioning tab here. Provisioning. So provisioning means smart data access here. Provisioning means smart data access. So suppose what is this smart data access concept means here? So you are you have the budget, you have purchased the all HANA databases in your landscape. You have the 20 HANA databases you have built, then you are using. But some customer they don't have budget, they have only budget to build only one HANA system, but because it's a license, proprietary license, we need to purchase the license, right? Then so data provisioning concept here, which means smart data access. So smartly, we can access the data from the other HANA or non-HANA databases. Suppose in your organization, you have only one database is available here. In your organization, you have only one database only available here. But you have other non-HANA databases also you have here. Other non-HANA databases also you have here. Non-HANA means suppose you have the SQL and so Oracle. So Oracle, so DB2, MaxDB, there is a non-HANA databases also you have here. So, and HANA also you have here. So normally the developers, what they do, they will normally they will log into the each and every database. They will log into the each and every database here. So they will do the some adjustments, some adding the two tables, concatenate, some kind of developments they will do it. Why? Because data. Here also we have the data. Here also we have the data. They will merge these two datas here. So there it will be difficult for them to connect to the all HANA databases and merging and pulling. It's a very their time waste. So in that case, SAP given one option to the customers, smart data access, which means smartly we can access the data from the non-HANA databases. Smartly we can access the data from the non-HANA databases here. Non-HANA databases means any other database you have the data, you can directly access from the this HANA database. Just you can provide the access to this HANA database, then they can pull the SQL Server database to the here. They can pull the this Oracle database to the here. They can pull the this database to the here. Then other HANA databases data you can access from the this HANA database, single HANA database. This will be simple for them. Just they will log into the here. They will pull the this HANA database table data to here. They will merge it from here. They will merge it here. They will merge it. So that is suppose like this is a sales CRM table data. This is the Oracle data, CRM. So they want to merge this two table data to better results sales purpose. They want to see it here. Then in this case, they will log into the here. They will merge all the tables data into the in this HANA database here. This is called the smart data access, which means smartly by logging to the one HANA database, we can access the data from the other databases. Other databases data we can smartly access from in this HANA database. That is called the data provisioning. Means we can provision the data from other databases to in one database we can provision it. Why we have to provision means developers are needed. Developers are required. Developers required that data to provision it here, right? So that is the main thing of the data provisioning concept here. But what is our duty here? Our duty is like establishing the connection between the establishing the connectivity. How to establish the connectivity means there is a so the libraries JDBC, ODBC libraries are required to be installed on the source databases to connect it here. JDBC, ODBC libraries here, right? So then how to connect it? So let me explain now. Okay. So what they will do, they have smart data access, right? They will remote sources, they will right click. So just click on the create new remote data source here. Then what is the source name here? So what is the HANA database you want to provision the data here, right? What is the HANA database? You want to provision the data here. Suppose I want to provision the data from, suppose like there is a one database, suppose like ECP system. That is the IDS system, ECP IDS system. So then what I will do here, that is also HANA database. See, what are the sources like? So like that is called the ASC, Sybase, IQ, HANA, Hadoop, Oracle, SQL Server, DB2, MaxDB, Reserve. These many sources adapters we can configure it here, right? We can configure it here. Then what is the source name here? So KPS4 HANA 1. What is the port number here? 3. I don't know. There is a one database. We have one more HANA database where we have the actual data. Zero 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 zero. The instance number 13. Okay, 00. Then we have to provide the target HANA database host name and port number, user ID. What is the user? What is the user? Like SAP above 1. Then what is the password? So password or any user, system user or any user, technical user, we have to provide it. Then so password we have to provide it here. Then click on the OK button. Then password is empty. OK button. Then this will establish the remote connection. Remote source is created, right? Remote source is created. But what about the, so it is testing the connection. Remote source is created, but this is unknown. This is unknown, which means remote source is created cannot resolve the host name KPS4 HANA, which means this is wrong. So let me IPADDR show. Let me connect via IP. Authentication failed. So now authorization failed. Username is empty.
Username is missing.
Stop. Yes. See, now remote connection to remote database is established. So this is the one of the plain HANA system HDB. I connected to the ECP system, ECP IDS production system database directly. I connected from remote data sources. I connected here, right? Remote source is established. So HANA to HANA, there is no libraries, JDBC library. Just you can provide the driver name, port number, and all the things we can provide it here. So if it is the non-HANA, different Sybase or Oracle, just we have to provide those details to the here. Then you have connected. Now you can see those tables data we can pull it out here, right? So so I not logged into that ECP IDS system. So just I'm here using this one. I can see all the data. I can see it here, all the tables data, all the data. I can able to grab it here. I can able to pull it. So all the information I am trying to do it here. All the so information I am trying to do it here, right? So this is what we can provision it here. Smart data access here. Smartly we can access the database. Smartly we can access the other HANA databases data. We can do that one.
Sir, how did you take that port number? Please explain once.
Okay. Port number, display mode. Yeah, I will explain it. Yeah, port number is the always like 3 instance number 13. Here this will be changed. Instance number will change here, right? This will change it here, right? Means 13 is common, 3 is common. Instance number. Our target instance number is like suppose like 00. Target instance number is the 00 here. So 3 instance number 0. If it's 10, 310 to 00. Like that I can create it. It's a 00. So instance number is the 00. So that is the reason. So it is a 00. 13 is common. 13. So it is the SQL port number. It is the SQL port number here. So the HANA database SQL port number, the first tenant database SQL port number is common. 3 instance number 13. If the instance number is the 20, then 320, 13 we have to give it. It is the 40, 340, 13 we have to give it. This is the target server IP address. So then here we need to provide the user, which user you are trying to pull the data, that user details, right? So then click on the create, then remote connection to established here. Then I can, whatever the data is there in the target database, so I can access it. I can just open the schema. Just I can open the schema. So in the which schema they have the data, these all are the schemas are there, right? So in which schema they have the data, I can open that schema. Suppose example, let's go to here. So there is a lot of tables are there here. Lot of tables are there here. CDS entities. So that I will create as a virtual table here. I will create as a virtual table here. Means just to I can access the I can first of all I can create as a virtual tables. Virtual table is created. Virtual table means one table is created here. That is the virtual table. Virtual table means so just we can access the data, but really it will not be accessible. Like that I can create the data. See, I accessed the data here. So we can check it here. What are the queries you have executed? what are the data you pulled it here, connection monitoring, and all the data we can see it here. So now you created a virtual table. See, under the system, you created a virtual table. This is your database. This is your database here. You created the data. Then right click. You can view that data. You can view it here. That data we can view it here. There are no rows here. That data you can view it here. So here also no rows, no data. So whenever any data in this case, immediately you can see that those data in this database as well. Why? Because you created as a virtual table. That is the reason the color coding also different here. That is the reason the color coding also different. If it is a system internal, this is system internal table. The table is named like this one. That here it is a virtual table. Like this, you will get the table name. So virtual table. Virtual table means it's not the physical table. Virtually, we can just only see it, but the table does not exist in your database. That is only exist in the source database. Source database means how you got the data. You via remote connections, you pulled the data. Via this remote connections, you pulled the data here. So like that.
So other than HANA database, it will ask same connection properties, right?
Suppose if you are trying to create for the, suppose like SQL server database. SQL server means okay, some SQL. Suppose any name you can put it, not a problem. Okay, then SQL. Okay, SQL. So SQL, it will ask the source name, data source name, and user ID password is common. Only data source name we have to provide it. In that case, in our system, we have to install the some one in the home path. We have to create the ODBC library. We have to install it. This data source name we have to create it. Then that name we have to provide. There is a different procedure, but that is different. So suppose like if it is a Oracle, then Oracle source name we have to maintain. If it is the Spark SQL DB2 MaxDB Sybase, then Sybase details, service server name, Sybase DML, all the details we have to provide it here. If it is a Sybase. So if it is the HANA to HANA, then we can provide the simple details. HANA to HANA, just that is fine. So if other than HANA, then you need to configure those system details in your system. That is a very big procedure. There is a libraries, RPM packages, you have to install it, lib libraries, ODBC libraries, so that your Unix team will do. Then later we can do this configurations here. But nowadays, if one person, but the company purchased the 100 database, you have the other 100 database, means there is no use, right? So that's why people, everybody, they will go to the HANA databases only. Every company, they will go to the HANA databases only. Because so SAP will not support those databases, not supporting. So in that case, definitely they have to go to the HANA databases only, right? So that is the reason. So this use case is very less usage. Only rare cases people will use this use case. So previously we used to use this use case very frequently. It's very less. The usage rate is very less compared to the previous. The provisioning concept is very less usage here. Okay, that is the provisioning concept here. If you want to use it, you can use so one of the data source, I think I have configured already, right? Then you will also get it out. So just if you can also use the same configuration. So you can also use the configuration and can perform it, the IP and everything. The only advantage is, in order to log into the other databases and access this database table data, by login to this system, you can access by login to this system, you can grab the data, all the database data in one place, you can grab it. So that is the case, that is the use case here. That is the purpose. So that is the reason you have the option also called the smart data access, which means smartly you can access the data.
Sir, is there any limit for this? How many database we can add?
No, there is no limitation. You can add n number of databases. But no one using this concept actually. Why? Because if the target also HANA database, source also HANA database. 1 minute.
So, sir, if you want to transfer the table from HANA to Oracle, so only need to create the virtual tables like that, and then put the data in that.
Yeah. Sorry guys, was on different call. Yeah. So this is the data provisioning concept. So we can provision it from other databases data. We can provision it not only HANA. So non-HANA database also you can provision it, but maybe one or two only. But there is no limitations. So you can configure a number of connections. We can configure it. There is no limitations, but there is no use case also regarding this one. But because people will use the different approaches to configure it, so there is no use case. So but still this option is available. So if you want to use these options for your organization to provision the data, you can use it here. So recently there is a one more option also SAP introduced it, DP concept, data provisioning concept, similar to this one only. So there is a agent, we can run it in the source. That agent will push the data to the this databases, it will put it out. That is also possible. Okay, so that is the uh, provisioning concept. The next one is the security. Security, I will explain it separately. And yeah, please practice it till what we discussed up to here, and HANA databases and parameter changes, concept, logs, errors, diagnosis files. It's a very important day to day. So checking the overview, how it is the HANA database monitoring, alerts, landscape. This will be, you have to monitor it. Okay, so that's we can perform it. So the next thing tomorrow we'll discuss about the security, Anna, how to create the user security and everything. Then backups, restore, recovery, Anna upgrade. So Hana HA, they're the very big and important topics are there. So those things we'll discuss. Okay. So but this basics, this basic navigations, checking the logs, if any error comes, where to check, index server is not responding, where to check diagnosis files here. So daemon is not starting, where to check the log files. So OS level log files also available here. So you can just directly access from here itself. So that is the one. Okay, so you can practice it, and yeah, let me know if any questions or concerns.